It's the one straight ahead in front of me. I know you had been wondering what the neighboring properties are, so there are two other units that appear to be like exact model matches. Right next door, this one is on the end to the left. Right next door you have a small, typical beach, Pacific Beach bungalow, a little one-story next door. And then just down over here to my right, basically the ocean is just on the other side of that street. When I wrap up, I'll get a quick video just showing me walking to the water just to show you how close it is. But this is probably like as close as you're gonna get as far as a single family detached home within your price range. So I've already walked through. It seems to really fit a lot of what you're looking for, so I'm very excited to see what you guys think. As you see when I walk forward, we have a little bit of like a front yard, some nice palm trees. Everything looks to be really well maintained. So now we're making our way through to the front door, and I just have to pause one sec just to put these amazing booties on because I have nice carpets. Just bear with me one moment. So just to kind of regroup, this one is they're advertising it as a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. As per the tax record, it's a 3-bedroom, but you'll see I'll point out what the optional 4th bedroom is. I know we had thought that it might be that room with the minibar, but it's actually not. So there is another room that I'm going to show you. So we have a small little foyer area here, and then stepping in, this is kind of like the dining space. It appears that they have some speakers in the ceiling as well. Just going to make my way over here. So this is actually the optional bedroom. It's kind of like an office study, but it does have closets. Could be a really great room if you had guests. It's on the 1st floor, separate from all the other bedrooms. This window right here that I'm looking at is the window to the front, to the street. It's a decent sized room too, I would say, for guests. It has French doors to it. This door right here is a small little closet underneath the staircase. Some storage. Then we have the kitchen. There's a little half bath off here. I'll just step in for a second just so you guys can see. This is nice for when you have guests. You don't have to have people going upstairs into your sleeping area if you don't want them to. Kind of stop here and just let you take in the kitchen for a moment. Everything looks pretty good shape, relatively new. This was built in 2008, so everything is, not too old. This is the kind of the living room, family room area. Again, we have French doors to the backyard patio. That is a gas fireplace, I believe. Gas fireplace. It appears to be turned on just by a switch, I think. Crown molding throughout. I know one of the things you were asking about was like how close you are to the neighbors. So there is a slider off the side here. I'll just open it for a sec. You are pretty close to the neighbor, but I would say they do a very good job of keeping it private. This is quite a high fence. I'm 6'2", and I can barely see over this fence, even with the lattice. So it's something that realistically, like, people aren't going to be able to like look in on you. But there is not really much space here. It does look like that there's a small gate there. But this is kind of just, a private little sitting area. So now I'm gonna take a walk out back. This is a really nice feature, this little back patio. It honestly is very private. You kind of have this nice kind of greenery over here, adding some privacy. And then there's some palms here that also kind of shield the neighboring home from it. It doesn't really feel like somebody's just looking down on you. It does feel like relatively private. There's, you know, a small little amount of grass area over here. Could be more if you wanted. You know, they have some plants over here. You could always get more grass. It's pretty quiet as well. It's kind of just let you guys. We have another gas fireplace here as well. And then the garage is tucked back here. So we have alley access through this gate. I'll just show you real quick. So actually a very nice alley, honestly, compared to a lot of alleys in PB. Pretty clean. But right down there, that is the quickest way to get to the water, and pretty much as soon as you hit that street, you're practically at the entrance to Tourmaline Beach. And again, I'm going to take a quick video just showing you how quick that walk is. But this is an alley. There really shouldn't be many people driving down here except for your neighbors. Show you guys the garage. So they do have a lot of stuff in here. Obviously they're getting ready, you know, for a sale, but it is a nice 2-car garage, which honestly, you know, in PB, parking is definitely something that is very much needed. Often it's hard to park here, so a 2-car garage is a really big bonus. And this is a full, you know, proper 2-car. They actually have, even on this side over here, a little bit of kind of like a workbench type thing. Making our way back into the house. Again, it's very quiet inside. These are all newer doors and windows, so they do a good job of insulating the sound. On the second floor is all of the bedrooms. So I'll start towards the back. So again, this is towards the back of the house. This is one of the bedrooms. This is not the master. Pretty good sized room though, honestly. This is a relatively like bulky bed, dresser and nightstand. Pretty large pieces of furniture, and it still feels, you know, pretty spacious. We have a really nice big window. Camera sometimes struggles with this change in lighting, so I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but you can't really see the water from here, but it is relatively private. Honestly, there's no, it's nice because that's the garage right there, so you're not really at risk of that going up. That's your own property. Similar to the one next door, these are all built the same. I would imagine that you probably could not build those up. So there's no one really like looking right into you. There are some ones, you know, a little bit further away, but again, they're not like right looking into you. And then you have a good sized closet. They've obviously got a lot of stuff in here, but it seems to hold a lot. Then we have a little, you know, desk area and some storage over here. And then the hall bathroom for the second floor. Nice big countertop. You know, could be a dual vanity if you needed it. There's plenty of space for it. And a tub. Pretty standard tub. Everything I'm seeing looks to be in great shape. It looks like they've done a really good job maintaining the home. Definitely sensing some pride of ownership. Let's see, this is going to be washer dryer. Yep, so washer dryer on the second floor. That's a really nice bonus. Not having to go up and down or to the garage or something. This is another bedroom here. And then you can kind of see out this window. This is the neighbor's, neighboring property. I'll see if you can see that. So you kind of just look over onto their roof. Again, it doesn't really feel like they're looking into you. You're actually above really anything that they can see. Then we have hall closet. And then down at so this is again at the front of the house. This is the master. Just make sure you guys can see what I'm seeing, okay? And again, a pretty good sized room. They're advertising this as 14 by 14. And similar to the other room, they do have, this is a pretty large bed. Very large nightstands, and it still feels quite spacious. We also have another fireplace that, again, you just flip the switch and it turns on. This is towards the front of the house, so this window does face Sapphire Street. I know you were questioning, how private it feels. It honestly feels very private. There are some apartments across the street, but there's, honestly a pretty good amount of foliage and trees that kind of give it a nice privacy and really kind of block somebody from just looking directly in. And this is quite a big window too, so it brings in a lot of light. Something else to note is all of these ceilings are quite high. I believe they're, I thought I saw it somewhere, but they feel like they're higher than normal. I want to say probably like 10 feet. 9-foot ceilings throughout. So they're pretty big, which is nice. Helps it feel, everything feel a little bit bigger. Here's the master bath. Quite spacious, honestly. We have the dual vanity, separate toilet nook, which is great. And then, honestly, this is quite a large shower. I'll just kind of put it in so you guys can see it. There's a lot of room in here. The tile work looks like it's done pretty well. And then the soaking tub. And all of this is very private. And they kind of have windows up high, which is great. It brings in a lot of light while still offering a lot of privacy. And here's the closet. Oh wow, much larger than I was anticipating. So it's kind of like a walk-in. It's a little bit narrow, but you can, walk in it. I'm standing in it right now. You could probably honestly add even more, storage to it if you added more racks or shelves or something. Now I'm headed up to the 3rd story. And this is set up as kind of like an entertaining space. I know this is what we thought might be the 4th bedroom. It's it's just set up as a wet bar, kind of like a hangout spot. I imagine, if you have people over, really enjoying the rooftop deck and kind of, having beer and wine and all that stuff here. And stepping outside, this is where you'll be able to see the water. So, again, another fireplace. So, I think there's, 4 fireplaces, I believe, throughout. But the deck is a great size, honestly. Let you guys kind of take it in. And you get some pretty good views, actually. Over to my left, you can kind of see, the hills of Pacific Beach. You can actually see the downtown skyline. It's probably not going to pick it up in this camera, but I can actually see, all the high-rise